The Global 5G Protest Days, World EHS Day, World Localization Day, and 24-Hour Peacewave all coincidentally fall out this year in mid-June. In marking these days, I'd like to offer a brief overview of the current digital technology rollout, which profoundly impacts us all and is at the heart of each of these 4 global days of action. Technology increasingly affects nearly every aspect of our lives. Our digital footprint extends to all living beings and throughout earth, ocean, and skies. The proliferation of digital technology has accelerated exponentially in the last 2 decades. New generations of cell phones now include internet, video streaming, and a host of internet-connected applications. Small cells, sensors, cameras, and facial recognition technology permeate cities, and with enough of these, a city is dubbed a so-called smart city. Cars and now EVs, chock full of sensors and other radiating features, keep our roadways buzzing with yet more harmful radiation. The Internet of Things, known as the IoT, connects virtually everything possible to the Internet. From household appliances and devices to wearables, thermostats, baby monitors, TVs, and smart meters. Connectivity even extends to items such as IoT baby diapers, pills, toothbrushes, and the like. Conventional farms increasingly rely on technology to monitor crops, soil, pesticides, and fertilizers, ignoring the vast knowledge that has been passed down through the generations of how to work regeneratively with the land. Airplanes, trains, and ships are all equipped with ample technology to keep our minds occupied, lest we get lured into a good book, reflection, or conversation with those around us. Augmented and virtual reality, the Internet of Bodies, and smart dust add yet more layers of radiation to living spaces. The term cloud that once made us think of the exquisite formations of water vapor in the sky now calls to mind energy and water guzzling mega farms of computers that store all our data. In the early 2000s, the Internet was accessed mostly via safe wired connections. But by around 2009 or so, Wi-Fi entered the scene, and everyone rushed to outfit their home with wireless connectivity. Some people held out, choosing to stick with safer, faster, more energy-efficient and cyber-secure wired connections. But those people were in the minority. Internationally, there were already thousands of studies and hundreds of scientists warning of harms from all this radiation. More and more people were experiencing adverse symptoms or becoming impaired from the plethora of electromagnetic fields, a condition known as electromagnetic hypersensitivity, or EHS. But industries and governments ignored these warnings, choosing instead to bow deeply to the idol of progress. Did they not see that progress for some was bringing suffering to others? But technologizing Earth was not enough. The push was on to connect the heavens as well. So tens of thousands of satellites have now been placed in orbit, with hundreds of thousands more in the planning stages. But why stop with the cosmos? In what's known as the Internet of Underwater Things, the IOUT, the intent now is to connect every inch of the vast and deep ocean, Earth's embryonic waters. As radio frequency doesn't travel well through water, sonar is used for most underwater communications. Oblivious to all the marine animals that communicate and forage via sonar. Communicating infrastructure, such as sensors, robots, and underwater vehicles, are being placed throughout the ocean to enable drilling, mining, data gathering, monitoring, and war. But there's more to an all things connected world. AI and Emerging Artificial General Intelligence, AGI. Our harvested data provides fodder for AI, which in turn empowers info, cyber, and robotic warfare, as well as surveillance. We are told an all things connected world will gather data to combat global warming, We are told it will boost more trade and enable 21st century classrooms and warfare. But have we been asked if this is what we really want? Other drawbacks and the way forward. Many indigenous tribes and religious traditions consider impacts of their actions for at least 7 generations into the future, 150 years. But as we hurtle along blindly digitalizing our world, we have given virtually no thought to current or future externalities. Our tech tsunami is impacting the health of all living beings. It has largely removed our privacy and freedom and has rendered us vulnerable to hacking and cyber attacks. So-called renewables, EVs, 5G, and the Internet of Things, though purported to address global warming, are in fact increasing our use of fossil fuels yearly. Our digital footprint includes a supply chain and disposal network of toxins and inhumane working conditions in mines, factories, and e-waste facilities. And what's becoming increasingly obvious is that technology has profoundly impacted our interpersonal relationships and how we and our children relate with one another. An often overlooked aspect is that technology is an exponentializer. When added to other systems, it increases their speed, scope, and impact, tragically enabling humans to pillage Earth ever more efficiently. And yes, tech can go both ways, increasing positive endeavors as well. And with wisdom and the utmost intention and restraint, perhaps we could maximize the positive while avoiding the harms. But unfortunately, that's not likely to happen until our civilization pivots to a more values-based trajectory. Perhaps the greatest single threat from technology is that it's sucking us into a mindset and addictive way of life where we feel disconnected from one another and from the rest of the animate world. Instead of filling our days with family, friends, community, and nature, people now spend most of their time imprisoned in a made-to-order reality enabled by their devices. So much is lost in the abyss of the social media silos used by companies to evoke strong emotions and one-dimensional thinking, and to keep us online for shareholder profits. But we can change by taking manageable steps to reduce our dependence on technology. Perhaps one evening a week can be cell phone-free night. Consider a wired landline phone for extended calls. And if still using Wi-Fi, turn off the router to sleep more peacefully, or better yet, switch to wired connections. But even more powerful than changes in our use of technology is re-inhabiting the real world, falling back in love with life, being fully present in all our encounters, listening deeply to what others say, perceiving the nuances of their voice, expressions, and gestures, allowing tears of grief to cleanse our minds and hearts from the pain we may feel for how our way of life has impacted Earth, treasuring and bearing witness to the magnificence of the natural world and the infinite interconnectedness, complexity, and wisdom that allowed life to emerge. Ubuntu, I am because we are. With presence filling our minds and hearts, there will be little room left for the predatorial nature of technology, and we can once again reclaim our lives, bit by bit, step by step. Enjoy the journey back home.